Abuti Auzet?
Sharp Brayaga.
Kemashiane, politically incorrect. Very quick one.
Yeah.
The VBS is no longer a rumor. The bank heist has happened. We know the victims. We know the perpetrators. The law has taken its course. According to you, not justice system, not how it should happen. When as a South African, you feel or what should happen in compensating the victims. Maybe back fair justice, according to you.
Enough for fair justice is that for you to even say that the law has taken its place, it's a bit misplaced on its own. If you look at it, we have someone who's saying that he's a witness and he has come forward who are part of the people that helped him to loot and steal money of the poor. And prominent names have come out and they've been named. And what has been my position as a person and also maybe of the political party that I represent has always been that the law must take its course. So what is important is that the question that maybe we need to also ask is why have people not been charged? If someone says I looted with you and this is the evidence I have to prove that I looted Loena, the question is what's taking so long? Is it due diligence? Is it trying to suppress the case? We need to ask that. But what is very, very important for me, poor people who are, some are hawkers, we are 300 on a day after Regisa go taxi rank, save. Then people took it to have their lavish lifestyle, Louis Vuittons and all those things. The best justice that can ever be done is for people to be in orange overalls and that for me would be poetic justice. If the money can come back, that would be great, through assets forfeiture and selling them back and then back. That for me will also be poetic justice. But very importantly, the people must be in orange overalls. Excuse the pun, but that for me will be justice. And I think even those that would not get their money back would be comforted to say something has been done. Above the law, powerful. Whether you are poor, you are rich, famous or not famous, the law has taken its course. And that's what we need in this country, where the constitution is above all of us.
Thank you very much. Tell them who are you and where you're from.
I am the regional deputy chairperson of the Democratic Alliance in the city. I'm also a PR councillor with special extra work from the office of the mayor. I'm also the MMC of Human Settlement in the city of Tshwane.
You are representing the Women's League, is that correct?
Yes.
There are women, old people who are affected by what for the past 8 years has been a rumor. But now I believe we all know the perpetrators and the victims. According to you, not a political party or what the law says, how best is it that you think those victims can be compensated in the VBS bank heist?
Yeah, according to me, those women that we saw that they were sleeping there at the bank waiting for their monies. For me, I want all those perpetrators all of them to go to jail, and I'm happy that now we have 2 that currently have been convicted, and all those women to be paid back their monies, and those who have stolen their monies, they must pay, and those that they can't pay, they must also go to jail. And also I request our government to come in and also assist in making sure that those old women receive their money back that they have invested in the VBS, because some they have invested a lot of money which currently I think they need it with their families. So if I can see them getting back their money, I'll be happy as a woman, and then I still feel for them, and then I'm still head on what we saw them sitting there waiting the whole night in the morning in that VBS venue. So for me, I think it's not good, and then I'm happy, and then I want to also commend our law enforcement for doing the good work and making sure that those perpetrators, that especially the mastermind of the looting of the VBS, to be in jail now. So I'm happy with that conviction. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Comrade Secretary.
Yes, thank you very much, Ntate Mashian.
In closing, there's a storm in South Africa. AfriForum is taking Malema to court, implicating him in the Venda theft, the VBS. According to you, as a citizen of the country, a victim has been identified, a perpetrator has been identified by the courts. It's no longer rumors. For the victim to be compensated, what must happen, and should government?
We were excited, guided by the new developments, because we are really on the side of the victim this time around as community members. We are saying the perpetrators must be brought to book. Law must take its position there. And as for the victims, we are saying we can appreciate if government really can bring its support legally wise to say how can this victim be compensated, because it's the vulnerable and the poor of the poor that has been suffering such corrupt acts of such people.
From the leaked bargain, do you think there are reasonable prospects of charging someone and adding the numbers of the perpetrators, according to you, as a public viewer?
On that regard, unfortunately, I saw the leaked letter or affidavit trending, but I didn't just went. I just ignored it. Let me just protect myself on that one.
Maybe your name is there.
Maybe my name is there. Who knows?
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, my chief.
You pride yourselves with anti-corruption stance. You say you are not tainted. There are people in Venda who have lost the bank, and they are looking for someone to come and champion them. There are court cases happening that are just finished, and Kalikril has just said they are going to open a case against Julius Malema to take him to court themselves. What is your stance as DA on what is it that you would want DA to do?
Look, if you're talking about VBS Bank, it really breaks my heart, very, very much so, because you look at the type of people that were banking with that bank. Most of the people are the poor of the poorest, who were hoping to put some amount there for themselves, for their kids and for their granddaughters and sons. The money is nowhere, which is, if you read newspapers and listen to news, these are the monies that have been charged by people that are working, are getting salaries. Now people, they want to go over and above and still from the poor of the poor.
What message can you give to the victims, the grannies, the people in the who were investing there? Number one, if they force for arresting and they don't get their money, or they should push for that to be arrested, is there any chance of them getting back their life savings?
The only thing that I can say here is that the law must take its course, yes.
And the sheriff must take all the assets of everyone who's involved, raise the money, give back the people.
That will be wonderful, really. At least the people, the poor people, are going to say at least something has been done. Can you just imagine when somebody has taken everything from you, and then you still wake up and look at that person that has eaten everything from you and nothing is happening? He's still having all the benefits of what he took away from you. So you are right. If all the assets can be taken away from those people, be sold, and then something can be returned back to the poor.
if you were to make a choice to have them arrested or to have their assets taken and given back to the victims, what would you choose?
Both.
Thank you very much, Comrade Councillor.
Thank you very much.
My name is Teboho Mashilompane. I am the campaign director for Save South Africa Civic Movement. Greetings. Malema, Shivambus, and all other gangsters who looted the VBS Bank must face the full might of the law. Save South Africa Civic Movement has studied the witness statement written by the convicted fraudster Chifiwa Matodzi, dated 10 July 2024. Matodzi used his position as a chairperson at the now defunct VBS to loot millions of money invested by our senior citizens. He did this for selfish and evil reasons. He, Matodzi, dragged his own mother along in this great haste, and this is proof enough that the man is corrupt to the core. Save South Africa Civic Movement welcomes the court judgment on Matodzi, and we believe it will send a strong message to other fellow looters. We further call on the NPA to not shy away when coming to Julius Malema, the president of EFF, and his deputy Floyd Shivambu, as they are also mentioned directly in Chifiwa Matodzi's affidavit. It is sad and embarrassing that EFF leaders who claim to fight for the rights of the vulnerable find themselves embroiled in the scandal. We further call on the NPA and other relevant corruption-fighting structures to investigate all those individuals who are mentioned by Matodzi in his affidavit without fear or favor. Aluta continua.
Mashiane, politically incorrect. No, let's discuss why there's a narrative that VBS is equal to EFF. I've went to the streets and I've spoken. Even EFF people, when I ask them about VBS, they get edgy, they get scared, they are worried. And I'll tell you why. It's because the media has successfully made VBS to be equal to EFF. They use many tricks, but the most basic ones is, of course, agenda setting and other media tricks. Even if after we have spoken a lot about it, the EFF will always be tainted by VBS. I'm not saying they are innocent, by the way. I'm not saying they're innocent, but it's the one thing that remains. That remains for other people to pin them down. Reason, EFF made a lot of noise, so they are victims of their own success. They are finishing EFF down just because the narrative suits them. By the way, I don't believe EFF will be, not EFF, by the way, Malema and Floyd will be convicted based on this affidavit. Something stronger needs to hold. And that's why I'm saying it's very difficult to convict people in South Africa because of that. But what does it mean? So for a voter of EFF, it's very difficult to get them to speak. I'll keep trying, but I want you to understand something. We know the figures, we know where they spend the money, we know where they swiped, we know where, all of which are allegations, of course, and none of them could be proven. Julius Malema has done, come one by one. He set a table, he brought all your media gurus to come and sit, and Paula von Veik, he called her to come and she didn't come. But all I'm saying is, he tried as much as possible to have the direct link between himself and VBS to be cancelled, but his name keeps being dragged in. So remember when we had problems with listeriosis, the CEOs were not mentioned. And don't tell me it's not the same thing. It's actually the same thing. Malema leads EFF business. The organization, he leads it. There is no single direct link between him and EFF and VBS. All of which are innuendos because he would have been arrested. But those listeriosis meat companies Bomadi Enterprise. Those guys are not their faces are not all over. We are not seeing after they committed those acts, where did they spend the money, where do they go on holiday? We do not know, and an excuse you'll be told that is because they are not in politics, they are not celebrities. The 2010 construction guys, that's a construction mafia, by the way. That's construction mafia, proven construction mafia. These construction mafias connived and fixed prices for 2010. We ended up paying many billions because of them. And now, when African people organize themselves to protect interest in townships, they are called what? Construction mafia. All of this, I'm giving you examples of why you will not fight and win the battle against the media. Well, after this is those big companies who collapsed the building in George. We don't know their CEOs. We don't know where they've gone. We don't have Polufan Veik chasing them. We do not have. If they do it very minimally. But VBS, all front pages, they lead with it. Even the algorithm just gives you that thing on your face. Because they are not like us. I don't want to speak about Steinhoff. I mean, it's just the top of the link. They fixed bread price deliberately, so you and I cannot eat. A slap on the wrist. Slap on the wrist. And they connived to make sure that the economy of South Africa is manipulated by them. And every time we say Stellenbosch Mafia, here they want to come here and defend. What is Stellenbosch Mafia? What does it mean? That's exactly what it means. It means a mafia that controls these things. Those banks were just the mafia organizations, cliques that control the rent to make sure that we do not find economic prosperity as a country. Like your Steinhoff, all those people. I mean, let's talk about VBS. The VBS guy who was arrested is now out of jail. No media, we don't see his kids, you don't know where he spent his money, we don't know where because he's white. But anyway, let's see what the other comrades on the road are saying. We had a media statement from Safe South Africa. And let's just hear what they say. But that's just it. You tell me what you feel. Machine political incorrect. Sharp.
So I don't know who advises the EFF. The EFF, when it started, it was one of the best PR machineries this country has ever seen. It ANC on a PR, since one was column, PR lessons, straightforward. EFF knew what it was doing. DA also knows what it was doing on PR. EFF can maintain its PR stance by ensuring that it has a good relationship with the media. Even the media they don't like. You know, there's an English phrase hearing, you must not fight somebody who buys oil or ink by the barrel. Every day, but you can make your life miserable. Like every day, part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4. Every day I have to say something. We're not on a statement, there's one in a month. You don't fight with the media, it's a bad strategy. Whoever advises you as EFF on a media is doing a bad job of it. What you have to do, if the Daily Maverick gets it wrong, you take them on, you go to the ombudsman, you get them to retract and put the right story. That's how we're going to build Africa. We're not going to build Africa by saying, oh, if Kachanobu is something we don't like, therefore we revoke his accreditation. That's not how to do it. That's not how to do it. The way we do it is we say that the media is a fourth estate right? And so as we watch the executive, as we watch the legislature, as we watch the judiciary, we watch the media and we hold them accountable. How are they going to account?